This is New Jersey.
St. Nicholas here at Allaire Village, welcoming all of our Christmas celebrations and saying hello to the children and the adults as well. Well, St. Nicholas was a bishop in Turkey that was very much concerned about poor people and giving them a joyous time of year, at least at Christmas. Small gifts and small trinkets. He really wholly started the whole operation. And most all of the goodwill that we have at Christmas time was a result of St. Nicholas. I'm really chairman of the board. My real name is Bill Gerhauser. I'm chairman of the board of trustees and have the responsibility for trying to keep this place on an even keel. I've been retired a number of years. I live in Hamilton in Mercer County and been actively volunteering here since, I'd say about 1978, something like that. Here at Allaire, we celebrate Christmas and the 4th of July and Thanksgiving and all throughout the year. Many programs, we do some 60 programs a year, and we welcome everyone to come and be with us. But Christmas is always special. We'll do the Christmas lantern tours in the next 2 weeks at night. In the village is just a special place when it's decorated for Christmas and all illuminated with candles and the like. And today and yesterday we did our Christmas at Allaire, where we welcome the kids and St. Nicholas says hello. And there's a great musical program in the church. It's dancing and merriment. The children enjoy themselves and so do the adults. I always think of my grandfather, who was just this wonderful, wonderful old gentleman. And his favorite game he used to play with me was hang some cotton from inside the chimney, hanging down like whiskers. And I used to be able to run into the room, and before I looked at the tree or looked at the gifts under the tree, I went to see if there was any whiskers hanging in the chimney, and there always was. He never disappointed me.
I'm decorating Moravian spice cookies that I made yesterday on the hearth. They are being decorated for the villagers that volunteer their time here at Allaire Village. It's 1836. Jackson is president. The village itself is it's the most prosperous year. Our general store has a host of stuff imported straight from New York City, so we didn't have to worry about whether or not we could have spices to make things like gingerbread or Moravian spice. Mr. Allaire imported everything directly from New York City. We didn't have to even worry about spinning our own clothes because it was all free fabric, already made, ready to be cut.
And who are you in 2012?
I'm a graduate student getting my master's in history. I'm also a full-time employee of a bank.
Wow.
I was 8 years old here on a church picnic, and I saw some woman washing clothes the old-fashioned way, and I was like, oh my God, that's so much fun. And then my mom donated me to Allaire Village.
How old were you then? You were 8 then?
8.
So you started working here when you were 8?
Yes, I was a volunteer at 8 years old, and I've been here for 21 years. I do this for fun on the weekends.
We're about to start our Christmas celebration, and we are about to enter actually. So, it should be fun. Okay.
blacksmith here at Howell Village. My husband died fairly recently, and because of this, I must go back into the industry where he worked in order to support myself and our children. Outside the ground of Allaire, my name's Catherine Muller. I'm a graduate student at Monmouth University, and I work here on the weekends, partially because it's fun, and also I was originally drawn in because I study archaeology, and I was curious to see what things looked like when they were first made versus after I'd seen them 200 years rusting in the ground. I've always kind of been interested in industry and industrial trades, and there's no better way, in my opinion, to learn about history than hands-on. While blacksmithing is generally thought of as a male vocational trade, there were as many women in it as there were men. If you go back through history, women were involved just as much, if not more so, behind the scenes. They'd pump the bellows, they'd break up the ore. It's almost as easy for a woman to do the trade as a man. It doesn't take a lot of muscle strength. It's mainly in your mind, how you bend things, how you work metal. It bends just as easily when it's hot for a woman as it does for a man. There was a female blacksmith here in the 1820s. Mary Fowler and her sister Patty Fowler worked in the industry here, and which I'm generally assuming means being a blacksmith. In the 1830s, there was a very famous woman out of Trenton, and she had so many people coming to gawk at her in her blacksmith shop that she had to set up a safety rail to keep them out of her way. Women in blacksmithing, especially in the 1800s, were not unusual. Well, not unheard of. It was a little unusual, so people would come and gawk at them. During the Civil War, there were 3 sisters who set up a blacksmith shop in Georgia, and they hired only women and usually only freed slaves. So they were a little scandalous, especially because most of them weren't married.
We're going to start by hitting the tip, hitting the edges in to start making a half of a circle. This is something I got into about 10 years ago. I've been doing it about 15 to 20 hours a week ever since. Stepped in a great big pile of luck. Met a couple of guys who've been doing it since they're 13. Some of these guys actually export swords around the world, like my mentor Mark. That's what he does for a living, a traditional blacksmith and a swordsmith that now can make a living at it and make a handsome living at it at that. So stumbling along these people as informal mentors and teachers along the way has really given me a very good step forward, and I'm lucky to have them to bring me to where I am. I still consider myself an apprentice, but we're always learning every day, and there's still things I can't do and other things I can do great. I got into blacksmithing because I wanted an artistic and a creative outlook. I can't draw a straight line, and I can't paint a picture, and I almost failed art because of it. But I can put something in my mind, and I can make a functional project. In other words, we'd be slitting here and splitting it apart instead of putting this in. We're going to come in and we're going to put this in here. Even though there aren't as many tradesmen coming in, we are seeing a lot more younger kids get into this, even as hobbies and stuff to help them with their future endeavors in management. And they're understanding a lot of procedures that haven't changed in 2,000 years. A lot of historic organizations like this, like Allaire State Park and Allaire Village Incorporated, which operate within the state park, we need volunteers and we need people to come out and who are interested in learning about this, and we're willing to teach them, knowing that they won't do this when they grow up full time, but to give them an appreciation through hands-on experience and knowledge, which I think is certainly a lot more interesting personally than sitting in a classroom and reading it from a book. So now we have our basic sunken form of a spoon, a round spoon, a measuring spoon, a teaspoon, whatever you like.
This is actually it's a German saber. It's from 1820. It's an original saber from 1820. Still functional, still fully works. It shows the workmanship in those days. This is typically a cavalry saber used from horseback, but often they use them from on foot too in a situation like this. It's a very devastating weapon. It was copied from the British saber of 1796. The Germans copied it. I'm the captain of the militia. My name is Timothy Brown. The militia here is to basically protect the village from criminals for the most part. Outside of the village, I am a printer by trade, and I live closer to Philadelphia, actually in Burlington County. But I've been doing reenacting all my life, and I still do that. I do things with young children as a Revolutionary War soldier versus the 1830s we do here. But my life outside is raising 2 kids and working a printer's job. That's basically my life. My favorite Christmas memory is the day I surprised them and Santa was at our house when they were about 3 and 5, and they just were beside themselves that Santa showed up at our house during the day, and so they got to see him.
How'd that make you feel?
Oh, very good. It felt like I did something, you know, made them really happy, and hopefully it stuck with them too.
I am a hearth cook in the manager's house.
What are you doing here today?
Cooking Christmas dinner. So far we've done a chicken on a string, a duck on the tin kitchen, which dates to colonial times, and a spicy strawberry jam cake, scalloped potatoes, and a stuffing. All the villagers are coming in. Everybody comes in and we have dinner together. I hate the last 3 events because I love it here.
Martin said to his men, "Fie, man, fie." Martin said to his men, "Who's the fool now?" Martin said to his men, "Fill thou the cup and I the can. Thou hast well drunken, man, who's the fool now?" I saw a maid milk a bull, and they shut the door. Fie, man, fie. Saw a maid milk a bull. Who's the fool now? You're not singing with me. Who's the fool now? Thank you. Saw a maid milk a bull, every stroke a bucket full. Thou hast well drunken, and who's the fool now? I saw a flea heave a tree. Fie, man, fie. Saw a flea heave a tree. Who's the fool now? I saw a flea heave a tree 20 miles out to sea. Thou hast well drunken, and who's the fool now? Oh, Martin said to his men, "Fie, men, fie."